Yeah. Okay, we're doing it. Another crazy episode of my first with Brady Matthews. I have the beautiful, the very talented Candice Thompson. Thank you,
What?
Candice, for doing this.
Thanks
I know
for
you have your own
having me.
podcast. So you know
I
what this
know.
is.
I've never been to this place before.
Yeah, you live here.
I live here.
How many podcasts you do a week? You do two or one?
For my own,
Yeah.
just one a week.
What's
Well,
it-
it depends. If I want to have backup, just in case we have to travel and stuff like
Sure.
that, it's good to have some on deck. But I try to do two in a row is a lot. Like people don't realize, but it's like you get winded.
No,
You're
shit.
like-
I did two. I did one with Benji, which I love Benji, but that was a little bit of a struggle because I think he was stoned out of his fucking mind.
Hilarious.
So I was just question. I'm like, how much time we got, Paul? How much time
That's the worst when you have some guest that's not contributing as much as what you would like. So
Right.
it's like it's kind of a struggle to get them to. Could you just say more than one word answers? Right.
Yeah,
Is this your first podcast?
well, that is my first. Yeah, so,
It is.
so you walked into that.
did.
What is yours called again?
The Struggle with Candice Thompson.
I thought it was going to be raw vegan.
Raw Vegan with Candice Thompson.
You should be sponsored by Raw Vegan.
What does that mean?
I don't
That's
know.
just fruits and vegetables?
I don't know, but like you should be. Yeah.
All the farmers
Yeah.
sponsor my podcast.
They're just out there picking like, who's these for? It's for Candice Thompson, fool. He's for Candice Thompson.
That was did you hear about that chick who got called out? She lost a bunch of followers. Her name is on Instagram, Rawvana.
Let me know her name.
Rawvana. I right? She takes everything raw. And so
Whoa.
well, she has millions of followers. She had like 2 million followers on Instagram, and then she was caught on video. One of her friends was taking video, and she was eating fish.
Well, that's not considered vegan, right?
It's not vegan or raw. It's neither one of those.
But
She
raw
wasn't doing
fish is
sushi, but
sushi.
she was no, hers was cooked. What she was doing wasn't either
You're
one
talking
of
to
those.
someone that's completely retarded when it comes to raw food.
Oh.
Like I just got done eating Raisin Bran and a protein shake. So, you know what I mean?
Raisin Bran in the protein shake?
I mean, that would be good, but no, I had Raisin Bran and then I had a chocolate protein
Separately.
shake. Yes.
Well, I had a smoothie this morning. I made a smoothie.
What was in the smoothie? Let's break it down for this.
I'll break it down for you. I put fish. No, I'm kidding.
But it
Well,
was
I was watching
it wasn't like
Rawvana.
fish from the sea. It was like, like fish food.
Yeah, it was fish food.
Yeah.
Some tuna.
Sure.
I was watching Rawvana videos and she was eating fish. I was like, this is raw, right? And so, no, I
Right.
put banana and I have frozen fruits. So I put frozen mango, frozen blueberries, and frozen cherries, which
Right.
is my favorite fruit. And then
What is it about cherries that you like so much?
I don't know.
Did you used to like cherry pie and stuff like that?
I love cherry pie.
God, it's so good.
It's
Now
so-
you don't eat
I
it
love
anymore.
most. No, well, you can make. There's a lot of recipes for vegan, raw vegan. And here's the thing: is I'm not doing everything raw. Like it's just most of the meals that I eat are not cooked. But I do have some cooked things occasionally, for sure.
Like what?
I had curry the other day, curry and rice.
Like I looked at your groundbreaking Instagram.
My
and you
sprouting.
You started off with talking about a bench.
My bench that
your,
I assembled.
Your bench that you said it was like oak, but it was like cherry oak.
Oh, I don't know
so
what
it
it
was
is.
a choke or something.
Pinoak.
Pinoak. You combine two words.
Pine and oak.
Yeah, because I stalked your Instagram. And then she goes off to hit the hard-hitting, groundbreaking quinoa questions for everyone that was wondering what it takes to sprout quinoa.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't cover what it takes.
Well, I watched it all.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. This is my first time sprouting anything. And if you don't know, if you're listening and you're like, what the fuck is sprouting? It is the whitest thing anyone can do.
100%.
And so
even I was like, this is some white ass shit.
yeah, some white shit. And so I'm becoming very LA in my
you
my
are.
world out here. But since doing the raw vegan thing, which is I would like to stop. When you say things are white, and I hate saying things are white, but it's like saying Mercury's in retrograde. That's the whitest shit to say.
It was though.
It was. It was just.
And some white shit you just said too. You're like, it's so windy out there,
and
huh?
it's so windy. Oh my god. OMG. Like. So,
LOL.
Yeah. So so I want to stop because I want people to stop attributing being healthy to white people. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? So. Why does fried black chicken have to be black people? And then when you sprout,
Because it's so good.
it's
And you guys did start it. So.
no, we didn't. Asian people have been frying chicken for 5,000 years.
I don't know. The way you guys make it is pretty fucking good.
Well, of course, we mastered it.
You ever had some Asian chicken? I never had some Asian chicken. No, I'm going where most black people
Oh,
eat chicken.
We're not saying theirs is better, but they did start it. They've been frying chicken since before, literally 5,000 years ago. They were frying chicken.
Have you ever had the Korean barbecue before you were vegan?
even before I was vegan, I didn't eat meat. So
Right.
no. When
So-
I went to Korean barbecue, I would have like a rice bowl and they would put like an egg in it or some shit like that.
When was the last time you had meat?
What kind of meat?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not dating anybody, so obviously
like,
not
well,
that meat.
Wow.
Are you dating it? Well, you said what kind of meat. She walked in it. Did she not walk into that?
Wow.
Candice walked into that, not me.
I did walk into that, but I didn't expect to get slapped in the face with the
just,
door.
Hey, I'm just saying. You know what? You're probably getting.
Wow.
You probably get more ass than I am,
So-
and I have a girlfriend, so
I
it's
was about
fine.
to say, like, you don't need to be in a relationship to get ass,
No, you don't.
right? Like, that's
Trust
when
me,
you
I
get
know.
most of it, is
Trust
when
me,
you're not.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think that's the reason why I'm in the relationship, so I don't fucking screw up like I used to.
Well, you would, because you're so handsome.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you.
you welcome. I've always said he's the handsome. He's the handsomest comic in the game.
Well, I mean, I agree with that.
I mean, but to be fair, the bar is very low.
Sure. Yeah.
To be fair.
I get it. Not everyone can compete against Tony Hinchcliffe or those guys.
Those cheekbones.
So handsome, and that new mustache he's rocking,
Those
dude. He looks like a villain in Scarface.
For a 13-year-old
Yeah, for a 13-year-old
female villain.
Yeah, it's the play version. It's the middle school play version.
Oh, Tony, if you're listening, call in. No, what was I saying? Oh, the dick. But no, honestly, but no, the dick. The last time I did get dick was months ago now. I
Sure.
think it was the end of November.
You
It was
don't-
around Thanksgiving.
You don't fuck around with Twitter or any of that shit, do you?
Twitter. What
I
do you
mean,
mean?
Tinder.
Tinder, no. I'm off all of the dating apps. They were not fruitful for me at all, like any of them. So I was on Raya. I did Tinder for a hot minute. Bumble.
What is Raya?
That's the one where you have to apply and get accepted. They will
What?
reject you. It's kind of like the Hollywood one. So it's like they'll look at your Instagram followers and they'll see if you're verified and stuff like that.
See, that's creepy. That's some Black Mirror shit right there.
Well, no, it's terrifying. And everyone on there is also but you'll see like celebrities on there. Like I was on there and I saw like Dominic Moynihan. I think that's his name.
Really?
The guy from Lost.
Or from
that his
Lost, he's
name?
also Lord of the Rings, right?
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, him. He was on there. I was like, what?
He's having a hard time getting some ass.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Oh, but I was reaping nothing on like.
So
it's all the same.
So how do you find? I mean, because especially in LA, it's got to be hard, especially as a comedian, because no one wants to really date a comic.
No, but women want to date the men. It's the men that don't want to date the women. So if you're
Exactly.
a straight woman in comedy, we're the least sought after demographic.
Ever thought about becoming lesbian?
I've been trying to make myself gay for 7 years. For
Okay.
sure. Like, Candice,
Okay.
come on, just do it. And no, I can't.
What is one of your like guilty pleasures that people don't know about you?
Besides sprouting,
Yeah. Besides talking about benches and sprouting. Candice, you are living on the wild side. What do you do to let loose besides comedy? And even sometimes, I think that's a bad. That's a bad.
What is let loose? Hiking? No,
Do you- What do you do? What do you do that's a guilty pleasure that people don't know about you?
I will binge watch stuff
Okay,
like
like what?
90 Day Fiance for sure.
What
is my
the
biggest guilty pleasure.
What the fuck is that?
You've not heard? Oh my gosh, it's become like an internet sensation now because people would just keep talking about it because it's so ridiculous. So basically,
Is it better than The Bachelor?
I don't watch The Bachelor.
I don't either.
And-
Paul, you watch The Bachelor? No.
Even when I see people tweeting about it, I'm like, who still watches this? Because show was on even before I moved to LA,
No shit.
like early 2000s.
That was like when Survivor came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first really a real reality show that popped
Yeah.
after like the Real World started it. But it was early on. So
Be honest, you wanted to be on Real World when you were younger.
Oh, I
didn't you?
submitted.
I submitted too. Yeah. I wanted to be on so bad. I waited in line in Chicago with my buddies. It was like freezing cold out. And I waited to do the MTV VJ. I wanted to be a VJ.
I could see you doing that.
I wanted to do that. Didn't get it. That weird guy Jesse got it.
Jesse.
Yeah.
I remember that contest.
I wonder what he looks like now. He probably
same.
beat.
Oh, he looked beat then. It's the same.
I don't know how he got that. I always wanted to be on that. If there was a show you could be on right now, what show would you want to be on?
Scripted or any show?
Any show.
Well, for me, it would not be a reality show because I don't respect that.
No, of course.
The only reality shows I really respect are the ones that showcase talent, like Top Chef.
Oh, yeah.
So you think you can dance?
I could watch Chopped all day,
I do.
right?
I
Yes.
do. No, I will watch. I'll just go on Hulu and watch a marathon. I fall asleep to Chopped.
Do you cook? I mean, besides
I
Sprout,
mean, yeah, like
besides
before.
just being the Sprout
Yeah.
game. Is there an Instagram for sprouting? I feel like you're starting something.
I didn't even finish what sprouting is.
Sorry, I know
So-
I cut you off.
For listeners who want to know what sprouting is, so
Got it.
basically
Please.
when you cook food like beans you destroy a lot of the healthy enzymes that are in them.
Right.
And so instead, in lieu of cooking, you can eat them because you can't eat them dried and hard. Obviously,
That's
that would
disgusting.
probably kill you.
Right.
You chip some teeth, but you can sprout them, which then activate. You just soak them, and then you keep running them underwater until like little sprouts start to develop from them, and that means they're like living food at that point.
Huh.
Which they have more nutrients and enzymes, which are so much better for you than cooking the food. So.
So, because I heard also that brown rice is worse than white rice. You don't fuck with rice at all, though, do you?
No, sometimes I do. Like just not regularly, but like when I had curry, like for my birthday a couple weeks ago, my manager,
going big.
she was like, "Let's go out to eat," and I was like, "Okay." So we went out in Thai, and I had a vegetarian curry or vegan curry with some brown rice. Now, I wouldn't say that it's worse, but there is arsenic in rice. And so if you eat a lot of brown rice too, brown rice and white rice, there's a little level of arsenic in it. So I wouldn't do it like daily.
So talk to me, what is your regular routine? So you wake up in the morning, you have a smoothie.
Sometimes
I think you're just drinking smoothies all day, just like searching for smoothies.
No, but
what do you do?
You know how much that would cost? It would cost me $200 a day.
It sounds like it's an expensive, healthy.
It isn't expensive. Just in general, eating raw and vegan is very expensive.
So walk me through how does this go? Your day.
So when I first get up, I will do I'll do some black seed oil, which is
talk to me.
An oil that like literally cures everything. Like seriously, like
where'd you get it from?
You can get it on Amazon.
Shaman.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll bless it for you.
Yes.
But no, it's a really good oil to take, like just as a supplement, because it will cure. It's known for curing everything except death. Like they'll say that's what it's like the slogan is. But it's really good. So I take that with also a glass of apple cider vinegar. Not a glass, but like two like capfuls of apple cider vinegar and some water, and I chug that first thing. Then I do a green drink of
This is all the same thing in the morning?
But in progression, like I'll do the apple cider vinegar black seed oil first, and then I will take a green drink like pretty soon after that, and that's like the first thing I put in my stomach, which is usually a mix of cilantro, parsley, watercress, cucumber,
and you blend it?
Kale. Sometimes blend it up.
You get the magic bullet?
No, I have a ninja.
Oh,
I got a ninja.
They've stepped up their game, huh?
Yeah, because I was like, I
was all about that bullet life.
Yeah, no, and I have one of those, but. For what I want, and I like making bigger vats of it so that I can just keep in my mason jars and just, throughout the week instead of making it every single day because the portion for bullets are smaller. But so I have the green drink, which basically gets a lot of vitamins and minerals and also just oxygenates your body. And then, so that'll be the second thing I have. And then I'll either make a smoothie or I'll have a bunch of fruit, like just raw, like fresh blueberries, raspberries. Something in the berry family.
Totally. What about mango?
I fucks with mango, but I usually save that for my dinner.
What's your favorite fruit?
I fucks with mango hard. Like that is one of my favorite, but cherries.
Oh, cherries,
mango. I also love watermelon.
What's the orange one? The orange fruit?
Oranges?
No.
He's so stupid. He walked right into that one, didn't he?
That's fine.
Idiot.
Were 1 for 1. That's fine. No, it's not mango. It's cantaloupe. No, not cantaloupe. Is it cantaloupe?
It's the orange one. It's the melon.
Cantaloupe.
Why are you yelling at yourself? Like, nobody was arguing. Did you see that? He was like, it is cantaloupe. I was like, nobody said it wasn't, Brady.
I'm trying to figure out what I need for my diet. Okay.
Well, you need all the fruits and vegetables, just a variety. And I've also found some really good, like, places that ship tropical fruits to you.
How do you find this place? On the black market?
Yes.
I think you're at home just looking at potions.
You can get a baby on the website, too, if you want.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called human trafficking, right?
Yeah. And then you can get a baby and mangoes.
Is that on Trump.com? Is that how you find it?
For sure.
Okay. So then when's the last time you eat? When are you done?
It depends.
What do you have for dinner?
I don't not eat if I'm hungry. Like, we were talking about earlier, like you said a problem for you was late night eating.
Or I'll snack on, I love jerky. I love beef jerky. I love it. Love it, love it,
you can make your own in a dehydrator if you get a dehydrator.
Where do you get a dehydrator?
Amazon. They're cheap, too. You can get one from anywhere from $30 to like $60. I haven't gotten one yet, but I'm going to.
Is it true that girls are on Amazon pretty much all day, every day?
No.
I mean, because
why girls? I feel like that's a universal.
No. Paul, do you have an Amazon account?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
All right, fine. You guys. What do you guys do? You teaming up on me today? Is that what it is?
Are you feeling attacked?
A little attacked. I'm just trying to figure it out. I didn't know the only one without
fragility.
White male fragility.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know that word. That's fine.
Which one, white, male, or fragile?
Wait, so okay, so then does all this stuff like make you go to the bathroom regularly? Like you clean
I go to the bathroom like I'm supposed to,
Okay.
at least once a day.
and you feel so much healthier.
I'm telling you right now that I feel amazing.
Yeah.
And not only have I gotten rid of like toxins in my body, so I'm also taking a bunch of supplements.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm taking supplements on top of it.
Magnesium?
But like, that's in one of, so I started eating, have you heard of sea moss before?
Where do you find this shit?
You know?
Have
Have you heard of it, Paul? Look
course-
at that.
Of course
See?
Paul has. Paul, relax.
Look, a lot of ethnic people know about this shit. And I don't want to say the source because I ain't trying
Here
to
we
get
go.
killed in these
Trying to
streets.
do this race thing again. I get it.
No,
That's
I'm
fine.
serious, but it is because I don't want to say his name because they're killing people now. But there is a doctor who, like, he's a famous doctor now, and he was helping celebrities with, like, getting healthy and stuff like that. And so, anyway, but he is the one that put all these things, like, this is what you need to do to, like, get to your optimum health. And you
Right.
can cure all diseases, like, in your body and stuff like that. You just need to do these things. And so that doctor is no longer with us, and then some other people that
Why?
are
What happened? Someone-
affiliated with
someone
him
off
are no
him?
longer.
People are offering it because
Word on the street.
well, I wouldn't doubt it. Big pharmaceutical people are like, yo, you're fucking up our pill game over
Well,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the conspiracy theory, and then also the conspiracy is now with Nipsey Hussle is because he was making a documentary about what you just said.
No shit.
Yeah. So now he's gone, and Left Eye was also an artist that was with him with this doctor when she died.
See, do you believe in those? Because
It depends on the conspiracy.
everyone calls me a conspiracy theorist, but I really truly believe. Like, I don't think Anthony Bourdain killed himself. I don't think he hung himself.
What do you think happened?
I
I,
think
didn't even know he had a conspiracy theory.
He was going to come out with a documentary with Chris Cornell and
About
the
what?
guy from what is it? Yeah, Chester Bennington. They were coming out with a documentary and Avicii about human trafficking, and they were going to call up big time political people like the Clintons and all these people. They were going to call them all out, and suddenly everyone's hanging themselves. And they killed them all. Crazy, right?
I am
And
at the
they
point
flushed
where
the documentary.
I'm at the point. I'm telling you, like, apparently the riskiest thing to do now is to make a documentary.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
like right up there with coal mining.
But that's why I was it's a lost art form. Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it anymore
Yeah.
because their lives gonna be at risk. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of ghost adventure hunters getting killed or anything like
No.
that. Even though I love that shit.
I mean, I'll watch that stuff too.
I binge watch the shit out of that.
Even though they never really find it.
No, but isn't it funny? Like, because you're a comedian, you get it. Like, you can make that shit up in a hot minute. Turn some lights off,
For
go in a room,
sure.
and then you're like, "Did you feel that?"
For sure.
Did you
Make
feel that?
some sound effects and have a sound guy play
Right.
some.
Just go like this. Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's so
I
stupid.
felt it, and then he's like, "I can feel it on my neck. It's in my body. I can feel it in my body." I'm like, "You guys are making this shit up."
Yeah, I can't watch those very long. Like, I'll watch it, like, it takes me, like, one episode to be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And, like, it's the same thing over and over again. It's not
What-
like Chopped, which is an endless supply of
I love-
satisfaction.
See, like my girl will watch. She'll watch Junior Chopped, and I'm like, I'm not trying
not
to watch
into-
these little fucks trying to make
I'm not
egg
into,
souffle.
No, I'm not into, I like professionals, like, who,
Yeah.
I know these up-and-coming kids, good for you, and keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah,
but I don't
great.
want to see you until you, like, have done some shit. Like, I just want to, like, even when they have, like, those special episodes of Chop where it'll be, like, a married couple versus another married couple. I'm like, are they professional chefs? If not, I ain't fucking with it.
Totally. Also, I don't want to see Marcus Wiley trying to figure out how to work the ice cream machine. You know what I
Hilarious.
mean?
Is that a person, or did you just make up that name?
He's a football player.
Oh,
and he
okay, I don't
cooks.
know who that
and I'm like,
is.
I don't really watch football players. I want to see chefs cook.
You know, I will watch, the only really non-chef person who I will watch, because now she is transitioning into chefdom, is Layla Ali.
Oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
okay, so I'll fuck with her because
Yeah.
stuff she makes. Actually, she's won it a couple
She's-
times too, right?
Yeah, I think she's done Shop Champions, yeah. I love how we know.
Dude, I watch Chopped like it's the Cubs versus the Yankees,
It's
dude.
so good.
I do. I absolutely love it.
Top Chef, too. I fucks with Top Chef hard.
What about Forensic Files? You fuck with any
I
of
was
that
just
shit?
about to say,
Yeah, I fuck with Forensic Files all
I think we would
day.
get along very well.
Totally.
We should have marathons.
I don't know. I feel like the whole vegan thing though. I'd be eating jerky while you're trying to figure out how to put a
I could-
quinoa dish together.
I could make you a vegan jerky.
Could you really?
Yeah.
Okay, that can fucking work.
Yes.
All right.
You,
I'll just
people
let my girl
don't-
know that it's not
people
working out anymore.
Don't. And Candice is gonna get me
Mm-hmm.
healthy. People don't realize there is like a vegan version, and I'm not talking about like the fake meat, because you know there's like fake soy stuff.
Yeah, it's
that's not
nasty.
healthy for you either.
That shit's nasty.
I like some of it, but it's if you're gonna eat that, you might as well eat meat because it's so processed and so it's doing the same thing in your body that meat's doing. It's fucking you up. So
I love that you got into all this. I mean, wait, when did you first start getting into?
I
this?
started. Well, I gave
Did
up.
someone else? You hear about from someone else, and then
I had been hearing about like the benefits of doing raw vegan for years, but it's a process. I gave up meat when I was 13, red meat and pork when I was 13. So I've been off meat for a while, and then but I still was eating chicken at that point. I gave up chicken until 2007.
Yeah.
And then I gave up chicken in 2007, and then was doing just fish.
chicken's kind of nasty, anyways, too, though. If you think about
Not fried chicken.
it. Oh,
Everything fried is delicious.
no fucking doubt.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. So, and then a fish, I love sushi. So that was like, Candice, if you go raw vegan, you can't do, and even in my head, I was like, you know what? You can have your cheat days. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I like once a year want to have some sushi,
Yeah, go for it.
not that big of a deal.
Right, you don't have a vlog with 2 million people right now.
No, not about raw vegan.
Right.
I'm trying to build my fan base. But yeah, so and that's the thing. I don't think I'm never not gonna have pizza again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a life worth living.
No, dude. Yeah, I was gonna say if you're like, no, I'm just not really a pizza person. I'd be like, let's cut it. We're
You're
good.
lying. Like if
Totally.
anyone says they don't like pizza, or they don't like cheese, you're lying. You like cheese. Maybe it doesn't agree with your body. It gives you gas and shit like that,
Yeah.
or mud butt. But you like the way it tastes.
Mud butt. I love that you know that term, mud,
Mud
butt.
butt.
I
Chappelle made that popular.
it's pretty funny. I'm lactose intolerant, so if I even smell cheese, we're fucked.
So you can't have pizza
I can have it on Sundays, and then I have to go home.
immediately.
No joke, immediately. Like I can't even have like a Super Bowl party. Everyone's like, let's have some fun. How about some queso dip? And I'm like, sorry, player.
I can't.
I'll have some chips.
Yeah, chips and guac and salsa.
Yeah,
That's my number one. Like that was the hardest thing for me is like getting rid of like that type of stuff. But again, I'll do it occasionally.
Yeah. So what do you
Yeah.
do when you go to comedy clubs? You just bring your own juice, or you just
I
eat
don't.
before you?
I won't eat in a comedy.
No, I'm saying, what do you bring stuff with you? Because I know, well, no,
you see
because
my face? I don't eat
I
in
know.
comedy
Yeah,
clubs.
no, she's like, well, I'll get some chicken tenders.
Yeah.
So no.
What? Those are vegan, right?
Yeah, those are vegan chicken tenders at the comedy store. And vegetable oil.
We don't even know if they're really chicken. Let's be honest. It's
Trust
a
me,
comedy club.
I've had some where it was not chicken.
What do you think it was? Pigeon?
But it was, yeah.
It was some type
Let
of.
me get that pigeon dish.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
what.
we just killed him. It's very fresh. So I know you can't talk about it, but you are going to do a thing that's going to be coming out. It's sort of like a competition
Yeah.
thing. So you were saying there wasn't many black people or black women on the show.
I don't know about people, but I do know that they had to make another call for black women, which is so funny because this happened with Laughing Skull Comedy Festival. Did you hear about this that just happened? So
No.
Laughing Skull's in April every year
Are
in
you going?
Atlanta. No, I went last year, but this year, and I didn't submit because I just went last year. So I was like, I don't need to go again this year. But they got called out because in all the comics that I think it was 60 comics. Paul, do you remember how much was it? 60 comics? It was like 60 comics. No black women in Atlanta.
Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
What the fuck? You know what? I sometimes feel like people do that not on purpose. They just don't think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but that's the problem.
Totally.
That's what we're saying. Like,
Yeah.
can you stop? Can you acknowledge us for once, for the love of God?
Yeah.
Like we're people, and
Yeah.
we out here, all right. And then they
Well, especially
try.
in Atlanta. I mean, that's most
It's disrespectful.
the demographic is black in Atlanta, is it not?
You disrespect. Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
why it's just you going out of your way to
Yeah.
not. You're not only not thinking about black when you're going out of your way to not. So they got called out, and then so the person who responded, some chick who was in charge of like their social media and stuff like that, responded and said, "Well, there was only 10 black women. First of all, that's not true. It was over 30 that submitted."
Yeah.
And so they lied, and then it was this whole debacle, and then they ended up having to reach out to black women to see if they could do it. And I know, not all of them, but I knew at least probably 10 of the black women that had I saw the list of black women that did submit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this person is funny, this person is funny, this person is funny.
Yeah.
And I've got very high standards.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a comedy snob.
We've been in the trenches. We know who's good and who's not.
Well, for sure. So it's like, if I'm saying this person, like I'm like very like, I don't fuck with this person. I fuck with this person. Like there was at least 6 of them on there that I was like, you could have put this person in for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like, what is your barometer for who is funny? It's who's the arbiter saying this person is funny and this isn't? You know what I'm saying? Like comedy is subjective.
So what you're
who's
trying
in
to say
charge?
is you want to be in charge of the laughing skull
Yes.
competition. Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
the last.
How
Can
was
I,
it?
can
Was
I
it
sprout
was
there?
it fun? Yeah, you can definitely sprout on stage. You should bring that into your act. You're like, you guys think that's funny?
Okay.
Watch this, and you just set up a dish.
Okay, and it's gonna take maybe 2 to 3 days. Do you guys have the time?
Everyone's like, where's my hand?
Where's my yeah?
Did you have a good time at the Laughing Skull?
I
or-
did. I had a great time, but even then, when I was there, I noticed. And I said this while I was there to another one of the comedians that was there. I said there are more comics in wheelchairs than black women in this festival, and I wasn't kidding.
Really?
They had more comics in wheelchairs than black women.
That is so weird.
And this is also during this conversation of we need more diversity, right? This is happening during this conversation, which has been happening for the past few years, and y'all still ain't thinking about it. What was happening before?
So the thing that you're doing that's coming out. So they had to recast, right? They had to.
Yeah, they went through and it was like, we need to have some black women because we didn't show up again. This time.
Do you feel like they picked you because you are a black woman or because you are very funny? 'Cause
No.
I mean, obviously, I know that you're super hysterical. But
Thank you.
They obviously don't, because these people that pick the stuff obviously aren't in the trenches. They don't see comedy.
one knows what
And
they're
all they do is they just get submitted people, and they're like, "Do we like her?
Yeah,
Do we like her?
and it's
Okay, we'll bring her in."
right, and they have nothing. Again, there's.
Did you audition for him?
I submitted off the recommendation for a guy that works for NBC who I'd worked with before, and he was like, "I think Candice should submit for this," because otherwise, I don't even know if I would have submitted for it. Because
Did you even know about it?
Not, I mean, I would have eventually found out about it, but at this time, no, it was it was brand new.
Yeah.
So, because when I submitted for it, this was back in like November of last year.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and then I didn't hear anything. But now I know that some of the black women that they reached out to in this round of needing black women, they didn't get it. So maybe it is like
that's gonna make you feel good.
yeah, it makes me feel like
I think
okay,
it doesn't hurt to also have the Late Show on your resume.
for sure.
That was with Jimmy Fallon, right?
That was Tonight Show found. Yep.
How explain that to me? So, because I love hearing these stories, because I always think that was always my dream to do that is late night.
Of course, yeah.
Well, when did you first start in comedy? At what age?
I won't say age, but I will say 2007 was
Okay.
when I started.
But
Yeah.
what was the itch? Were you just working a day job and you're like, fuck this shit?
Yeah, well, yeah, I moved out here because I didn't know I would be doing stand-up, but I knew that I wanted to be in entertainment. I knew I wanted to act, and I knew that I wanted to write for television.
Did
Like,
you
I
go to
knew-
school for acting?
No, I went to school. I studied dietetics and nutrition.
Well, that's where that comes from. But why are you leaving that out? See, now you know about the raw thing. See?
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm
buddy?
not yelling.
See, why'd you tell us you was into nutrition your whole entire life, you lying bitch? Like, what? You holding out.
Yeah, you are holding
You've
out.
been sprouting since 92.
I want to
No.
go to school for sports broadcasting, okay? Look at me now. Look at me now.
Look at me now. So yeah, no, I went to school and I had no idea because I was just like, we're brought up to think, oh, this is what you do. You go to college, you get a job, you get married, and that's what most people do.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. But then I realized, it was like 6 months before I graduated from college that I was like, I don't want to work in a hospital because that's what I would have had to do. I would have taken an internship for a year to become a registered dietitian and then work in a hospital.
But then you help people that are obviously overweight to
yeah, and
lose
just
weight.
not only that, but just you could be in a hospital, you could have an eating disorder where you're super skinny, and I would just nurse you back to health type thing.
Oh.
So it can go either way. But someone who has diabetes, I would help them too. But then I was like, I'm so goofy.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't work. I'd be laughing at someone who's about to get their foot amputated, right? And I would make a joke out of it, like this is not appropriate.
Like, here come Clubfoot.
So I made an executive decision, and I was like, I feel like I did know one thing at that age was that I was like, I've been funny most of my life. Like the one thing I can do without trying
You
is
think?
making people laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Asshole. And I knew, I was like, the one thing I don't even really have to try doing is make people laugh. And so I was like, maybe this was not an accident. Like I feel like God gave me a gift, and so let's parlay it into something. And
Yeah.
so that's what I did. But I didn't know I'd be doing stand-up.
Good looks and funny, and you know about dieting.
But I didn't. I mean, I kind of did after school, but still, like the stuff I learned in school, like I'm learning still today, and it's like, oh, well, what I learned back, and times have changed. Like back then, we thought like remember the low fat craze, like in the 90s,
Oh,
where they
sure.
were
Oh,
like,
the
eat this
Atkins?
box of Snap Wells,
Yeah,
right?
Atkins.
Is that what was it? That was I
No,
think
that's
that's high fat.
high
That was
fat.
high protein, high
See, my
fat.
sister does the macro diet now. You know the
Macrobiotic?
macro diet? It's your macros. You count your macros.
I don't know what any of this is.
She counts her macros. She's like super.
What is a macro?
I don't know. I don't know.
That doesn't even sound real.
Sounds like
macro is like a
like
prefix.
I know mac and cheese. I don't know macros.
Macaroni and cheese.
But she's lost like 10 pounds. She's like skinny like you.
But
Uh,
that doesn't mean healthy
no,
necessarily.
you know what though? She seems happy and it seems to be working for her. So if that's the case,
It
then,
doesn't matter. Like you could feel, she's happy because she's thin.
Yeah.
But like what's going on in her body? And I'm not saying macro is bad. I don't even know what it is. But I'm just saying, for a lot of people, that's their the litmus test is they're thin and they like I'm healthy. I was thin at one point, but I wasn't healthy because I was eating a lot of processed foods and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so you can be thin. It doesn't mean your body is enjoying it.
I remember when I used to live in Chicago and I was doing modeling, like big time modeling, and I used to have to.
You were really a model?
Yeah.
Where was this?
In Chicago.
You were a Chicago 10.
Yeah, I was like Chicago 12, and I used to have to diet like crazy. So I wake up in the morning, I work out at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
and then I'd have my protein shake, and then I'd have my chicken and vegetables, blah blah blah. But I would have so much protein because I was
Yeah.
so hungry.
Yeah.
I was working out too much and I wasn't eating enough.
Yeah.
So then I worked at
That's
the.
tough.
I remember I worked at the supplement store, and it had milk in this like protein bar thing, and I just got to work. And I'm standing behind the desk, and the air is off. The air conditioning didn't work.
Uh-huh.
And we had this fan blowing out. It's like Paul's nut fan. We had this fan blowing on us, and I farted, Candice. I farted so bad, so bad. It was like it was a little fart, but it was so potent. It was like dropping just a little grenade of shit. And I remember this late. There was no one in the store. No one for like half the day. There was no one in there.
Until you farted?
Till I farted. This lady walks in. She comes up to the counter. Comes up to the counter and she goes, how much for this specific protein thing? And I go, and I'm like, and I'm trying to blow it down. Like, I'm going
yeah,
like this,
that's gonna
and I'm
help.
blowing the air this way. And her little kid looks at her mom and goes, oh, she goes, Mommy, it doesn't smell so good in here. And I was so embarrassed. I wanted to apologize, but I didn't want to also let them know that was my
I
fart.
would have blamed it on the kid.
No, I told them that we have a plumbing problem. We're going through a plumbing problem.
It was that bad?
It
Your
was
fart
that
smelled like
bad.
sewage?
It was that bad. I told her, I go, you smell that too? I said that to her. I go, you smell that too? And she goes, oh my God. She goes, that's bad. I go, yeah. I go, we're getting that fixed up.
That's
so.
so embarrassing.
I go, let's get you out of here, huh?
That's so hilarious. But here's the thing: is your farts actually, if your farts smell that bad,
Yeah. You're
that
dying
is a
inside.
barometer for what's happening in your. My farts smell like strawberries now.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
No, they're not strawberries, but
Just I bet they're just little.
oh yeah, I'll take a poop and it doesn't smell like anything, and I'll be like, okay.
Now I'll take a poop and I'm like, we gotta have a talk with ourselves.
I remember.
I have to have a sit down just by myself.
I remember living with my roommate who was she was morbidly obese. Like a roommate from like years ago now. She was morbidly obese, and I remember going and we shared a bathroom, and she would go to the bathroom, and I'd be like,
Oof.
"Did an animal die?
Oh,
An animal died in here."
like she gave birth in there.
Oh,
to like a cow.
to a dead cow,
Oh.
a cow that was rotting. Like, and I'm like, if you can't see that this smell in general is not what should be coming out of your body, like, I can't help you.
No, yeah, that's brutal. I feel bad. I remember I farted during sex once, and
Oh, no.
it was like a one night stand.
Oh, well, you
And
never gotta see him
you
again.
know what though? That's what you get. It's a one night stand. Sometimes those are things that just happen.
We queef,
you know?
so it's fair.
Sure, you guys do queef. I've heard that. Yeah. The worst is like when you're having sex and you get that belly sweat. It goes.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
yeah. What is wrong with? We're animals, man.
I know, but you keep going. You know, because you got to.
We're all human.
All right, back to your late night stuff because
Oh yeah.
I love this
For
shit.
sure, yeah.
So you had to send a tape to Fallon
No,
'Cause
my
they-
process
'cause-
was different.
because it's like one comedian a year basically to get on
Yeah,
that show.
it's very he reuses he's reused like Nate Bargatze because he loves Nate
Nate's
Bargatze,
hilarious.
Pete Lee.
Did you
Yeah,
see
for
his new
sure.
special?
No, I'm going to. I
Oh
love
my
Nate.
God,
Yeah.
Paul, did you see it? Nate
He's so
Bargatze's new
funny.
special, fucking hilarious. When the guy calls him Olivia.
Hilarious. No, he's just I've been a fan of his for years now. He's one of those comics that's doing it like he's married and has a family and doesn't even live in L.A. or New York. He lives
No, he
like
lives
in the South,
in like West Virginia.
or some shit like that. Yeah.
That's like Brett Ernst. He lives in Cleveland now. Lives in Cleveland.
You know what? People just leave and you don't realize it until someone says
No.
their name. You're like, I haven't seen that motherfucker in years.
Totally. Yeah, Brett Ernst lives in Cleveland because that's where his wife's from.
I didn't know that.
I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
How does he work in Cleveland?
I have no idea. He has that Cobra Kai YouTube show that he was on, but I'm like, what else are you doing? I know the road gigs ain't paying that much money.
I mean, you can definitely live off, especially someone who's like Brett, who's been in it for years,
Yeah.
and like he's an established. You can definitely. I know a dude in Indiana who my manager manages who had just bought a house in Indiana. Well, it's like $30 to buy a
Yeah,
house
it's
in Indiana.
Indiana.
But still,
Santa Claus, Indiana.
he's supporting himself just doing road work, and he's not like an established. Like he's been doing it for years, but he's still like not a name. He hasn't done like as much stuff as Brett has done. So,
But you know what? You get burnt out here. I mean, like,
oh, for sure.
I'm saying that meaning I am getting like I'm that close to being burnt out. But you got to just keep going.
You have to.
But
It's
I don't
persistence.
want to live in Cleveland, and I definitely don't want to move back to
No.
Chicago. It's freezing
It's
fucking cold.
Yeah, no, I have no meat on my bones anymore. I would die.
Yeah, you have to start eating meat again.
You can't sprout in Cleveland.
No, you can't sprout in Cleveland.
Yes, you
In
can.
the spring, you can.
No,
Unless you have a greenhouse in your living room.
you can, for sure, and that's totally feasible.
You remind me of Matt Damon in The Martian. He's just like
I am.
He's
Well,
just
I
making
use
those
my own poop.
potatoes.
I don't even flush the toilet anymore because I'm so green. So I
Oh.
just take my poop, I make it into fertilizer, and then I sprout.
Do you use like beets for like lipstick too? You
Yes, I use beet coloring.
radishes. Yeah. All right, so break
Back
down.
to Tonight Show.
yeah.
So my process was different. I did not submit, but that is normally how you do when late night. But for me, I did. NBC has a competition every year. It used to be called NBC's Stand Up for Diversity,
Oh yeah.
and then it just
They're not doing that
became-
anymore?
They do. It's just
Oh.
called NBC Stand Up now. So they got
took
rid
out
of
the
the
diversity
word, but it
thing.
is still for diversity because
Sure.
that's an ongoing issue that we still need to discuss.
Right.
Because there's always going to be a need for diversity because white people are in charge of everything.
Sure.
And so
Except basketball, but that's fine.
no, they're in charge of it.
I mean,
They
that's
don't
true.
play.
No, they don't play.
But they're in charge of it for sure. Why do you think Colin Kaepernick got blacklisted?
Yeah.
Because white people are in charge of shit.
Well, because they're like, yeah, we want to make $1 billion, and you're fucking up my Bud Light sponsor.
right. And
Yeah.
it's like, but he really wasn't. It's so stupid. Anyway.
Right. Okay.
So I was doing this NBC competition thing, and one of the judges was Michael Cox, who happens to be the booker for the Tonight Show.
Yep.
And so he was there at all my auditions for it. So
How many did you have to go through?
You do this was my third time trying to do it. So
Was it at the Comedy Magic Club?
no, they never do it in LA.
Oh.
It's weird, like, because they take from comics from different all around the country.
Oh.
So they do it in New York. But for the West Coast people, they'll do it like in San Francisco, or the first time I did it, I had to drive to Arizona. I drove to Phoenix. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, they never do it in LA because I guess it's so many comics out here. But like, there's just as many comics in New York. What are we talking about?
Yeah, there's just what's wrong with the improv?
No, I know. No. So I don't know why they make us do that because it's like, comics are struggling. Like back when
Sure.
I was doing it, I wasn't like making money in comedy. So it's like I had to like take off work and shit like that to
Yeah.
like drive. And then, so that was the first year I did it was 2012. And I made it to the showcase round. It showcased in San Diego. So we had to go to San Diego. You do the initial audition. If they like you, they'll do like a callback for the showcase for the San Diego comics. And then if
Cool.
you make it past the showcase for the San Diego comics, you move on to the finals.
Right.
So I made it to the showcase in San Diego, but I didn't make it past that.
Oh,
And then I did it again in the next year.
different material?
I'm sorry, that wasn't San Diego. That was Phoenix. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But obviously they want to see different material every time. Was that hard? to do?
They don't. And this is what I didn't know, is I did, not for the Phoenix one, I don't remember what I did for that one, but that was 2012, and then when I did 2013 in San Diego, I did the initial audition, and then the callback for the showcase, and when I did the callback for the showcase, I did different jokes, because I was like, they don't want to see the same jokes, and then one of the executives at the time, Kendra, who's not an executive for NBC anymore, she came up to me and was like, "Oh, I really wish you would have done that joke you did." And I said, "You could have told us."
Yeah, can you give me a heads up next time?
Like, comics are gonna try to not do the same stuff because we're in front of the same judges who just saw
Totally.
us like yesterday.
Totally.
And so,
You know what though? They probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't even remember. Because they've probably seen a lot of comedians. They probably wouldn't even remember.
well, now they tell the comics. They
Oh.
say, "Hey," you don't feel bad about doing the same jokes. If they work, they work.
Right.
And so I'm like, you could have made that disclaimer before. But anyway,
Okay,
so that was
give
the
me-
second time.
yeah.
And then the third time I did it was this past in 2016. And so, where was the auditions for that one? San Diego. I had to go to San Diego again for the initial auditions and made it to the callback round showcase in San Diego. And that was an American Comedy Club or company. And then
Yeah.
I got the notification that I made it to the finals.
Were you freaking out, or were you like, whatever?
Whatever. At this point, you've been in it so long, you
Yeah.
just be like, I can't get my expectations up about anything. Because
Absolutely
you
not.
would literally have a pilot deal. They were like, here you go. And then it'd be snatched away from you the same day.
Oh, you could show up and no one's at the table read.
For sure.
Yeah, that's the famous
The
George
whole
George
production has been
Clooney.
shut down.
George Clooney said that. He said he got hired, went to the table read, and no one was there. And they
told everybody
yeah,
else
They told
except
it,
him.
yeah, they canned it. It was his first one. And
Of course.
he hadn't booked a pilot in like 13 years.
Of course.
Can you imagine, dude?
That's but this is why we have to keep going, because you hear stories like that and you're like, so many awful things have happened to all of us, and it's like, if it's happening to people like that, we take things personally, but it's like,
Oh, for sure. I don't know about you, but I'm like extremely sensitive.
We all
if I
are.
don't
We're
get
artists.
something, yes.
and it's our work, so of course we're going to be sensitive about it. You're critiquing what I'm saying and you're saying it's trash,
Totally.
but then at the same time, I see trash regularly on television.
Yes.
And it's like, they just don't know who I am yet, and that's the difference.
Do you think people are watching network TV much anymore? Or is it all Netflix, all cable?
Oh, it's so television credits don't matter anymore, and it matters like in the industry to
It
us,
matters about followers.
but not television credits.
Yeah.
More online stuff, definitely. I got more followers from doing Rogan's podcast and the
Oh,
Tonight Show.
I know. I'm telling you, dude. You do Rogan's thing. It's like
It's the news. It's a new Tonight Show.
it catapults you.
I got 5,000 followers in a week.
Yeah.
In a week
I know.
from doing Rogan's.
I just want him to post my art one time. I don't even care about comedy. Just post my
Just
art
post my
one
art
time.
for sure. No, and you'll blow up.
Yes.
Manifest it. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what. I meditate every day. I
Me
really do.
too.
Yeah, I meditate every day. Sit
We
in my
are
patio.
very similar.
We are very
If
similar.
I get you sprouting.
Yeah, then we have a serious issue. But like, what happened to Brady? Where's he at
He's
now?
sprouting.
He's over at Kansas place. She's showing him more sprout and shit. They're gonna meditate and then they're gonna sprout.
Hashtag sprout life.
Oh, are they making out? No. They
no,
just
they're
they just
sprouting. Is
sprouting.
that the new kids term for fucking? They're sprouting?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what the millennials are saying?
Yeah, it's like dry humping.
Yeah.
Okay, so you you got the call from your manager, right?
Oh yeah, about that I made it to the finals.
And then you must have been freaking out, or not?
No.
Not the final thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
no, I wasn't freaking. I tell you, I don't know at what year I was just like, I'm not getting excited about anything anymore, but that is what I told myself. I don't get excited about anything. Because until it happens, then I'll get excited. When I'm in my dressing room on set,
Yeah.
that's when I get excited.
So how was it when you got the call that you got it?
I was like, oh, yay, okay, cool.
Come on.
I'm not kidding. I was like, cool, what's next?
I told Paul when I got the call that I'm going to test for SNL, I started crying.
Oh, that's amazing.
I started fucking crying.
That's different.
I would have started. No, it's not really, because you're doing late night TV. Your family gets to see you, like your friends get to see you.
Oh,
That's
I
a
thought you
huge
meant I
accomplishment.
thought you meant for the finals for
No.
the NBC competition.
No.
No, you're talking about the call that I booked the Tonight Show.
Yes.
Oh, that was
I'm
amazing.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
no, that was amazing. Yeah, no, my manager called me and she was like, "What are you doing next week?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm just in town. We're doing shows."
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, what are you doing next week?
And you're like, I don't know, looking for a new manager. What's up?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
next week.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm trying to make money.
Yeah, I'm just trying to live, right, and sprout. And so I got the call from her, and what are you doing next week? And I was like, I'm just in town doing shows. And she goes, how do you feel about doing the Tonight Show? And I was like,
You're like, motherfucker.
what?
dude."
And yeah, so I literally only had that week. Like I was doing it that next week, and just to show people, because like people try to, normal people plan stuff, right? Like normal people
You
will
would think.
have.
You would think.
They'll be like, oh, we can go on vacation this date. So my family, this is an ongoing challenge with me and my family because I've got great parents and my family like takes family vacations and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they love us and
Yeah.
stuff. And so
How many brothers and sisters you got?
Just one sister, but I have a nephew. My sister has a son who is like, he'll be 21.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she had him like young, like in college and stuff.
Damn.
And so he'll be 21 in June, and he's in Argentina right now studying abroad. He's killing it. Anyway,
him.
he's so smart. Anyway, so proud of him. Shout out to Alec Barpour. Anyway, my parents like to take us on vacations and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so every year they're like, Candice, can you go? How are these dates? And I'm like, dude, I can't tell you dates. Like, because, like I booked the Tonight Show. I found out I booked that a week before so it's like, imagine if I had plans to go to Hawaii.
Right.
And it never fails. Whenever I go out of town for something that's not work related, I book something.
Yeah.
And that's been happening since I just started in this industry.
No shit.
It's been. I went to Hawaii with my family in 2007, and I got booked for Hell Date, which is a show on BET. I don't know if you remember it. And I did do a couple of episodes of it, but they wanted me for more, but I was out of town.
Oh. Yeah, see, what is that famous John Lennon quote? Life happens when you start.
I don't know. I was
thought
hoping
knew.
you.
Shit. I sound like,
mm-hmm.
I sound like George W. Bush. There's a famous quote in Tennessee: "Fool me once,
Strategery.
well, you just better not do it again." That's what I just sounded like a fucking idiot. I came up with a new name for your comedy album. You ready?
What is it?
Sprouting.
Sprouting?
Sprouting with Candice
Things
Thompson.
are sprouting. I already have
That's adorable.
I already have the title for my first one.
Go ahead.
I'm a very busy man.
Yeah. That's what it's called?
Oh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna record it
I'm a
this year.
very busy man.
I'm a very busy
Are you going to
man.
dress up as a man in a suit?
Probably not. That's too on the nose.
That's pretty funny.
But I will
though.
do something man-like, I'm sure. And that was just that came from I won't say who said it to me, but it's a psychopath male comedian who was trying to date me.
Oh, do I know him?
You know one of them, but it's not this guy. That guy wasn't malicious. This guy, he was the guy that you're thinking of. He is not malicious. Well, no, he's not
White
malicious.
guy?
No, both of these guys I'm talking about are black male comedians.
Yeah.
And one of them I dated for 10 months.
You just got to start dating white male comedians. We're very sensitive, super fragile.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
dating my sprouts right now.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nothing wrong with
Ain't
that.
got time for y'all's foolishnesses.
Sure.
And this other guy is like a legit psychopath. Like he
Hell yeah.
hurts women.
Oh.
Oh yeah, a female comic that I know who is currently having a mental breakdown right now. She's lost her shit. She dated him back in the day, and she tweeted that he broke her ribs and punctured a lung.
What?
And I didn't doubt for 1 second.
Oh,
I was like,
I think I know who
you
you're
know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know who you're talking about.
And I was like, I don't doubt for 1 second that this guy did this because just based off
His comedy?
not his comedy, but text exchanges to me and one experience with him. He didn't do anything that was like, I need to call the cops, but it let me know it was a red flag.
Yeah.
Like he kissed me, and then I was like, okay, enough. And then he kept coming in. So he's not listening to no.
Oh.
And then also based on his text exchanges that we had, I was like, this guy doesn't know how to take no for an answer. Because
Right.
I kept saying no to him, and he was like trying to manipulate me and trying to make me feel bad.
This guy's watching too many dramas or romance novel dramas or some shit.
No, he's a Harvey Weinstein. He's
Yeah.
a power. He's just one of these guys that literally wants it and then doesn't ever have to say here no. Like all these celebrities, because this guy's like famous now, and so he doesn't hear no regularly.
Right.
But I also hear he has a sexual assault charge from in the 90s from an ex-girlfriend.
It'll probably get swept right under the floor.
I'm sure. Well, first of all, can I point out that the chick who tweeted this is a black chick?
Yeah.
And so nobody cared. Like, as opposed to remember when Beth Stelling did it about that improv dude? Do you remember that? And
No.
she blew up afterwards. She like posted how she got beat up.
Oh, yeah.
And posted pictures. Next thing you know, this dude is getting canceled everywhere. Like he's not even in the community anymore.
Look at Jeremy Piven.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not a black dude, but obviously he's doing stand-up now because he can't get any acting
For
work.
sure. But that's what always happens. Like
I'm like, dude, I'm doing it all wrong. I should have done UFC or something.
Yeah.
Because then I would be fucking
For
killing
sure,
the
you
game.
have a fan base, and then you can do whatever you want. Once those people are your fans, you can that's what it is. But that is why so many actors do this, and it's so disrespectful because it's like you are saying that's that easy that you can just go up on. You can act, so that of course means you can do stand up.
What's your perfect guy?
He's made of sprouts. No,
You're killing the sprout game.
I don't look.
People
ask me that, and
do
I'm
you want
like,
someone sensitive? Do you want someone that's? Do you like when you ever brought a guy to your show?
I hate that.
See, me, I love it because 95% of the time I'll have a good show. But I remember I invited a girl once and it did not go so good.
And it didn't go well?
No, and I was in the car and she's
Did
like,
he dump you?
well, we didn't talk really that much afterwards. And she was so hot. She was so hot. I was like, fuck.
So that stung.
So I was like, all right, maybe I'm not going to do that anymore. So
Yeah, no. If she's your girlfriend, it's one thing. She loves you regardless, and she's gonna have to know that you bomb sometimes. It's just a part of what it is to be a stand-up. And if she doesn't accept that, then you don't want to be with her anyway.
Totally.
Right? But
what's too old? What's too old of a guy for you?
I don't.
50s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too old. Like, I tried to go on a date with a dude who was 50 one time.
What?
Like, a few years ago.
Was
Because I
he-
got set up by another comedian.
Was he a botanist?
I don't know what he did. Why? Oh, because he got me into sprouting. No, I got set up by, I don't know if you know Dondre Whitfield. He was Robert on the Cosby Show.
Okay.
Do you remember Robert on the Cosby Show? Was
course.
Vanessa's boyfriend?
Yes.
Him. He does stand up sometimes. I don't think he does it anymore. But he works. He's on that show,
This is
some
us.
Oxygen show, an Oprah show. Anyway, Queen Sugar, that's what he's on. But anyway, Dondre, really nice guy. He was like, I have a friend who I think he came to the show last night and saw you perform and was like, she's single, she talked about it on stage, like, could you set me up? And so he did. Very nice guy, but he was too old.
But
And he felt, you can be 50 and not feel it. And if he had been that, I probably would have overlooked. If he had been like in shape and just like youthful.
so he wasn't in shape.
No, he was big, not like fat. Well, yeah, I guess kind of fat, but he just felt 50. And I don't want to
Yeah.
date somebody who feels 50.
He had the gray hair and everything.
Yeah, he did have gray hair. But I don't mind gray hair.
Sure.
Like,
You know what? But it's like my mom said once. She goes, George Clooney has gray hair.
Yeah.
I go, George Clooney also has $2 billion in a winery.
that is true. But
okay.
if even
He's
if
not driving a Kia, slinging fucking
that is true,
Popeye
but
and Bluto
he
paintings.
could
into
look
the-
like he looks and be driving a Kia, and he would still get poon.
That's true. He is pretty handsome.
He's handsome.
Who's a celebrity crush that you would?
Jason Momoa.
Oh, I mean, come on, that guy. Even I would bang that dude.
Yeah, I know,
That
right?
guy's so hot.
Ah.
He's like, I throw axes and I drink beer.
Jason, yeah.
and his
he's-
hair looks like your hair.
He is. He does
Yes.
that,
Is that what you're going
it's
for,
that
the Jason
Hawaiian.
Momoa?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to morph into Jason Momoa. I would be.
I think he's vegan too.
I would morph into him and Lisa Bonet because she's still hot. Talk about being like 50s and like
Is she
not
in her
feeling.
50s?
Yeah, she
That's
was on
crazy.
the Cosby Show and not
Oh,
young
yeah.
on the Cosby, like young, but like not Rudy young.
Yeah.
So she was the second oldest daughter on the Cosby Show. So
She was pretty-
She's definitely in her 50s, but she looks amazing.
Yeah.
But Jason Momoa is like like hot. He can get it, but I have a weird crush on. Here's who I'm like, I want to work with because I think they're so funny, but I also have a big crush on this person. Is Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, which guy is that? The goofy one or
The
the
goofy looking one.
Yeah.
He's got the glasses.
Oh yeah,
The
okay.
bigger one.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's what made me be like, we have very similar senses of humor, and I
Yeah.
fell in love with him watching Flight of the Conchords on HBO.
Which I think they're gonna bring back.
they are.
They are
They're
bringing it
doing
back,
like
yeah.
a 4 episode, but also, did you ever see What We Do in the Shadows?
No. Oh, is he play like he plays like a normal guy, right?
No,
Oh.
they're vampires.
Oh.
It's a mockumentary style. It's shot like picture the real world, but about vampires.
Get the fuck out of
It's
here.
the funniest thing. It's
Have you
on
seen it,
Amazon
Paul?
Prime. Oh, but
I
you
gotta
don't
see
have
it.
Amazon.
All right, relax.
I think-
Jeez. Busting my ass
You
about
too
the
good for
dude.
Amazon.
I got a Hulu account.
It's not on Hulu.
No
But they
shit.
have a television show now, spin-off.
Right.
And he's not in it. He's just producing it because it's too much to act in it and write on it. So he's behind the scenes on this one. But when I say it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, you have to watch it. It's him and Taika Waititi, who directed Thor.
What a
Ragnarok.
great name too. Where do you guys
Taika
get
Waititi.
these fucking
They're
names?
New Zealand.
I'm changing my name, dude.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
Brady Watiti.
I was going to tell you that your name needs to change.
Well,
You
Candice-
sound like an athlete. Sorry.
Thank you. That's all right. Well, Brady Matthews. Yeah, sure. We'll hold on to that. I'm gonna change it to now. I'm Armenian. I don't know if you know that. I've changed.
I think I did know that.
Yeah, I'm changing my name to Brady Matthews as Navorian.
You should. No, you should totally switch to the Armenian last name.
I got to, dude. White guys they don't like us anymore, man.
Well,
Unless I owned a football team, then I'd be all right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
They still killing it.
Where are you gonna be this weekend, or where are you gonna be?
This weekend, what is today?
Wow.
It's that right now. It's like, what?
See, you're hungry. That's why.
I'm not hungry.
We should get
I
you some
just,
food. Paul, let's get her some ribs.
the days just blend. Vegan, please.
Vegan
If
ribs.
you could make the ribs out of Brussels sprouts, that'd be great.
I love her sweet
Here on-
voice,
here
and
on
then she gets
Delicious
hard.
Dish.
I love when you get hard and then you're sweet.
You got to have the spectrum.
Balance. You have to have a balance. Sure.
It's like Sour Patch Kids. First they're sweet and then they're sour. Remember that?
And then they're stuck
Or
in
no,
your-
they're sour then they're sweet.
And then they're stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
It's like that famous saying John Lennon said. Okay, I can't remember it.
Oh yeah, the quote that
Yeah,
you can't
That's
remember.
that's a callback. Where can we find you this weekend?
This weekend I'll be at the Comedy Store. I'm sure I'm always at the Comedy Store every weekend. So yeah, if you're in town in LA, you can find me at the Comedy Store.
Cool.
And I don't know the rest of my schedule. But
Well, I'll be in Florida for my birthday.
when's your birthday?
Friday. I know.
We're close birthday. Is that still Aries or is
Yep.
that?
Oh yeah, we're fired,
We
dude.
are.
I'm sensitive, but I'll break your fucking neck.
Same.
Yeah.
Stubborn. We think we know everything. We're
Yeah.
always right.
Well, Candice, what is your Twitter? What is your podcast? Give us the juice.
For sure. You can find me on social media at Jokes by Candice on all social medias. And then my website, CandiceThompsonComedy.com for my shows. And my podcast is The Struggle with Candice Thompson, which is also
great.
on this same network.
Yes.
And yeah, and I'm going to have you on because
Great.
we tried to schedule that, but he was
I'm high maintenance.
too busy.
I'm too busy. Thank you again, Paul. Thank you very much for doing this. Please check us out at Comedy Pop Up. And that has been my first with Candice Thompson and Brady Matthews. I love you. God bless.